Good day, folks. This is Great Judy at Green Pastures Farm. We're getting ready to get our wire up. We finally got all the braces put in. We've got wooden posts spaced about every 120 feet along Route F here. And this is the new farm we just bought. It's a new track. I guess I wouldn't, some people it would definitely be a farm. It's a little over around 7.5 acres. There's a 6-acre tract between what we just bought and the 141 acres that we bought in March that we already got fenced. And the bulls are coming this way. And so we're trying to get this thing done. It's a day after, it's a day after Christmas. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. We did. It was awesome to spend some time with family and just, you know, catch up on what everybody's doing. And it's just a great time to reflect on, you know, the year and what Christmas means. And, you know, it's a wonderful time of the year. And it's always been a special time for us. And so yeah, we're pretty pumped about this farm, and we're actually able to use this set of H braces. These are the ones that Brian had here, the former landowner. We took the barbed wire down off of it, and you can see this farm's got a lot of big blue stem on it. It's got a ton, and there's some good fescue out in there too. But Isaac, it was Christmas Eve day, the 24th. We got all these posts measured out, and Isaac was driving them. These are timeless. Folks, there's no better post than timeless. If you want a good perimeter post, you're gonna leave there, and they flex. That's what I like about it. Look at that. 20-year warranty on them, pre-drilled. They got a UV coating on them. They're sharpened. They got a depth gauge down there on the bottom, so when you drive them down, you stop. You stop when that sticker right there. You see it. It's printed on every post. And so we don't have any fasteners on this. We just run the wire through we skip 2 holes, and that gives us a 9-inch spacing. This is a 5-wire fence. It's going to be a hot wire on the bottom, ground, hot, ground, hot. And these are 5.5 footers, and they're the 1 3/4 inch. I don't go with anything smaller than 1 3/4. I just not going to do it. Now for paddock divisions, where you just run 1 wire, you could use the 1.5 inch. Inch and a half. They make these all the way up to 2. They might even make a 2 1/4. I'm not sure. They come in white, brown, and I think they have red. On road furnitures like this, I really do like the white posts. They're very attractive. It's already led to a lot of people stopping and asking us if we'd build fence for them. And Isaac's kind of thinking about it. I'm like, Isaac, if you want, that's fine. I mean, we got the tools to do it. I mean, we got the skid steer over there to drill the holes. Our neighbor over here pounds the posts. I like spreading it around, you know. And if we can spread it around a little bit and keep the money in the community, hiring other people to do some of the things that we can't do, I think that's a good thing. But the timeless, they drive with just a steel post driver. You need a barrel big enough to go around it, of course, a 1 3/4 inch post. And they drive like candy. Isaac took a piece of our reel, our poly braid, and he stretched it really tight. Kind of like you think about a chalk line, you know. So he ran it through the insulators on all these posts. The bottom insulator, we've already got the pin lock. Jan did all those. So as Isaac was going along with Justin, our post pounder, And he's the guy that's got the 800-pound post pounder. Isaac was marking these with the magic marker. And so Jan came along with a cordless stud setter and used deck screws, and we mounted all these. Or not we, she did. Jan did all these. I mean, we had 50 posts in the ground. And so that's, you know, that's 150 of them. But Isaac, man, look at that. That's when you know you got a good job. I mean, he is unbelievably good at driving those things straight. Look at that. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 of them. So that's 160 feet on that stretch. This one, there's only 3 in between, but that's because there's a hump. So you got a hump like that, you gotta, you know, you gotta follow the hump up and then back down. That's why we got these so close together. And I wanted to show you this grass sow out here. I mean, look at this. This stuff is so darn thick. If you had to run through here, somebody was chasing you, you were trying to run, you wouldn't get along very good out here. You'd have to lift your feet up and do that goose step thing. I mean, look at that. That's all fescue. This part is all fescue. Over there is that brown looking stuff, that's big blue stem. A lot of people mistakenly take that for broom sedge. It is not broom sedge. It's big blue stem. Huge difference. I wouldn't give you a nickel for a field of broom sedge. Big blue stem, bring it on. Bring it on. It's good stuff. So this was for sale. Jan and I bought it here about 2 weeks ago. And we closed on it. And just want to say thank you, Freddie, for working with us on that and putting that deal together for us. And he got right on it, and we'd done negotiated it and had it closed in 2 weeks. So yeah, Freddie Spencer up there at Iron Gate there in Columbia, he's a realtor. He sells a lot of farms in Boone County, and he did a good job working with us on this one, and we appreciate that. But you know what, we're just happy to have this that fastens on. And then we kind of hit another home run. I haven't told you all this, I don't think. Maybe we did, I forget. We got another 13 acres here hooked on. So Bubba and his wife, Dejan, they're the people that actually built this new house over here, and they've got 13 acres. And all he wanted was a buffer to keep people from building on top of him. And so Bubba and Dejan have agreed to let us fence their property in too. So we basically fenced off his house, and he's gonna have a studio out there in the driveway, and she wants a spot for her garden, and of course a lagoon for the house. We've already fenced we've got it all ready. So that's all gonna be fenced off as well. And it worked out because we touched him on both sides. We didn't even put in our property line here. It's still there. The surveyor marks are still out there, but we're not going to follow the surveyor markers. We're going over to Bubba's house, Bubba and Dejan's house, and we're going to run right behind their house through the woods and then back over to the other side, which we border them on the other side too. So we're picking up, I don't know, there's probably 2 acres of big blue stem on the other side of the house. It just worked out really nice to have all this. And of course, the guy to 6 acres here on the other side of that tree, we've got that leased. And so I called him up and said, I'm not putting a fence between us. I'm just going to fence it all in as one. He didn't have a problem with that. Because the survey markers are out there. And down the road, if they ever do decide to sell that, you know, they can go out there and we'll build the fence right up there, and heck, who knows? You can't tell what happens in the future, but there's an eagle. Look at that. There's a bald eagle. Big old brute. Oh, he's gonna come. Is he gonna come toward us? No, he's going behind the trees. Uh-oh, he's banking. Here he comes. I just saw that they officially made the bald eagle the United States symbol. Just did that. You can't see him. There's too much fog. But the eagles, there's a lot of eagles coming in around here, especially in the wintertime. And what they live on is deer. Deer carrion. That gets hit on the highways, hunting season, you name it. They live on dead deer. And you'll see a deer where somebody's hit one, there'll be 4 or 5 eagles perched on it. They're cleaning them up. It's a cleanup crew. But man, this is gonna be so awesome. Now that we own it, that tree always, big old dead tree fell down. It's been there for, gosh, what was there when Brian owned it? So it's probably been there, I bet you 5 to 6 years. And we're gonna get rid of that. It's right out in the middle of this nice field. It doesn't need to be there. Got plenty of trees. We don't need that big dead one laying right out there in the middle of that field. It's so dead. There may be some firewood in there, but it's gonna make a really nice wiener roast. In the wintertime, it's kind of nice. Jan brings out a aluminum foil, and she puts potatoes, slices up potatoes, carrots, onions, throws a couple cloves of garlic in there with a grass-fed hamburger nestled in the middle of it, wraps it all up in aluminum foil. You get that fire going, you set it right at the edge, and you turn it. You want to put about 3 layers of aluminum foil on it, and you turn it about every 15 to 20 minutes. And boy, you talk about a nice meal. Oh, so good, so good. A cold evening, you reach in there and get that aluminum foil, and it's nice and hot. You unbuckle that thing and throw a little salt and pepper on it. Oh, that's living there, folks. That's what that is. It's just good living. I gave Bubba and Dejan a package of our grass-fed hamburger. I don't think they'd ever had any. And Bubba, he come popping out the door the other morning and said, Greg, he said, I've traveled the whole world. He travels a lot on his job. He said, man, that's the best darn meat I've ever put in my mouth. And I said, well, in the future, it's going to be, some of that meat's going to be actually grazing on your farm. So it's your land producing that grass-fed hamburger. He's all in it, man. He understands what we're doing. And he's all about it. So that's pretty exciting when other people come on board and realize the vision and why we're doing what we're doing. Healthy animals, healthy soil, healthy plants, healthy communities. And at the end of the day, we're not putting 3,000 miles underneath our beef. It's being consumed here in the local community. And I like that. I like it. I like it a lot. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. The boys are going to be here in a minute. I did the bulls and steers this morning. They're doing the cow herd, and we're going to get busy stringing wire. And it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to get the cows in here. And water, I think I might have covered that on another video. Anyway, there's a pond right over there. And right now, there's a pad below it, but it's unhooked because it was leaking. The pad was on the 7 acres we just bought. The pond was on the 141 acres that we bought in February, March. Well, it was leaking down here by the hydrant on this side that we didn't own. So Joel and I dug down. Well, the valve was froze and we had to put a new valve on it. While we were down there, to get that new valve on, we had to cut the pipe. Well, I put a cap on it. So there's no water coming onto our 7 acres now. Well, it was leaking. It was going to drain the pond. So we're going to go down there. We're going to rehook that thing up. And now that we own it, while we got Johnny over there, I'm going to dig down by that hydrant, that drinker, and just see where the leak is and get it fixed. So, but right now we've got a gate cut over there. We're going to put a water lane back to that rock skirt in that pond so they can come in here and eat. They can walk back to that lane and get them a drink. And it's got a creek down there. It's got holes of water in it, but it takes, you know, you got to get a rain about every week for that creek to hold water. And I know it's got water in it right now, but I'm not sure if it's got enough. So we're just going to make a water lane back to where they drink. And we got a good rock skirt already put in. So, yep. Folks, y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time. And if I don't see or if I don't hear from y'all, Happy New Year. And everyone have a great rest of your holidays.